So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another interview of the Shield Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and today I have two members from the band Curse of Cain, which are putting out their debut record on May 12th through Atomic Records. And I have with me, in audio only because they're not fully dressed, Soulkeeper, who's the singer of the band, and the Pirate, who's the bass player. So, first of all, guys, how are you in Sweden?
We are fine, thank you. Yeah, it's
A
good.
little bit cold, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's good anyway.
Soon we have the boat weather. It's good for the pirate, you know.
Yes.
And
Well,
About
you are cold, and it's super hot where I'm in right now.
I can imagine.
It's the so yeah. I listened to the debut record, and I'm gonna show here the picture of you guys so people can basically see what you guys look like with full costume. So
Yes.
so there you have the band. I'm guessing Soulkeeper is the one with the crown, right?
of course,
Yeah.
The
I am the one with the crown,
The
and
crown.
the only one you need to look at, actually.
Oh
You
my
know,
God.
the
The only one I
arrogant
need to look
bastard.
at. Okay. Well,
The only
it's the
arrogant.
only one that you can look at part of the face.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes,
Because
because I have a pretty face, you know.
Well, I see you're not shy, sir.
No.
It's
So
not.
I was listening to the debut record, Curse of Cain, and reading what the album and story is about. So this is set up in the dystopian future, and you are the band that are telling the story of Cain. And obviously, I went to Catholic school, so I know who Cain is.
Yeah.
What was your inspiration like when you were coming up with the concept of this band? How did you think like, hey, yeah, let's do like a concept band and have Cain as the character, and we tell the story of Cain? How did that come about?
It came up like actually it started about 20 years ago. Wanted to do a story around the character Cain because he's an intriguing person, the first murderer in the world, and got banned for doing his crimes. And it comes from a twist from the biblical story. You had a role-playing game a long time ago called Vampire the Masquerade, where you have Cain as the first vampire, and he's to live he had to suck blood, you know, like a vampire. He can't die. So wanted to do a twist on that story, just about Cain, doing music to that story. So I started with that, finding something like that, and then it grew during the way to do something more of a concept, because this Curse of Cain is much more than just music. It's a lot about family, and we wanted to do something together. We are a lot of people involved in this behind the band, as we do everything visual and stuff together, and it's about families and friends doing fun stuff together. So why not create our own characters, throw them in this story, and have fun with it? It's more like making avatars for ourselves to have fun with, because the world today is a really gray world. So why not make something fun together, and let the boring stuff be in the real world and stuff. So that's what Curse of Cain is a bit about.
Nice. Yeah. And like you know, it's a band that the image is very important to this to the band. When you were coming up with ideas for costumes, how many ideas did you go through, and you settled for something that looks like a mixture of like Slipknot meets Mad Max?
Yeah, a little bit like a little bit. Everything comes from the music first, you know, because we are big music fans. And then we were coming up with the costumes, we wanted to do something more in the cinematic world, where you are more sci-fi, future horror stuff. So that's where it came up, for mostly from comics. I don't know if you know the Judge Dredd character, or the 2000 AD comics. It's a really brutal world and a really aesthetic, cool stuff. So we took our inspiration from there, and it took some tries with all the masks, you know, old stuff we do ourselves. So we're always proceeding to learn new stuff. That's most important with this, is learning new stuff. So when we have now you can see on the picture the Soulkeeper has a nice half mask on him, but actually has another mask at the moment, right, Soulkeeper?
Yeah,
Why do you have a new mask? Well, none,
because it fits better, and yeah, it's nice.
because you think you
Always
look better.
making, yeah, of course, of course, always creating new stuff, and the characters we all made ourselves. We had an idea and we put the work in, and yeah, I wanted to do a Soulkeeper, then I made a Soulkeeper. So it wasn't that much of you do that and you do this character. We choose ourselves what we want to be.
Yeah, and we put it together because we wanted to be our alter egos. The person behind the mask, it should be the alter ego, you know, having fun with that. And so we all have a little bit of ourselves in the character. Of course, we are not arrogant assholes like the Soulkeeper here in real life, but here he is. Because he can be, because this is just fun and play. And I'm a pirate, not in real life, but here I'm a badass pirate with a hook. So why not?
Okay, so when you guys were coming up with the sound of Curse of Cain, what type of sound did you want? Because I'm listening, like when you see the aesthetic, and I listen to the record. The record is pretty much, there's a lot of modern metal, but there's a lot of like clean singing melodies to it, very catchiness. So when you were coming up with the sound, what type of sound did you want it for the band?
We wanted a sound to fit the movie more, like that was the goal with this, you know, to get the right feeling to what would fit if we made a movie soundtrack. So that was actually the inspiration, and we put most work into the vocal parts and the bells, because we wanted to get some kind of horror feeling to it. And then we thought about it need to be metal, all right, because we all love metal. And we like different types of metal. So we ended up trying different stuff. And we thought like, it needs to be heavy as fuck and it needs to be soft as fuck sometimes. Then we do that and we see how it fits together. We tried everything and it panned out very good. So we're happy about that. We always try different stuff. We don't stand in one corner. We try different things. That's why
that's good. I like how you explain it. That it can be heavy as fuck or soft as fuck. That's a great explanation.
Yeah, but a movie is like that. You have the action, you know. You love the action scenes. It's like the hard stuff in the music, and then you have the story stuff. You know, you need
romantic stuff, maybe. Yeah. It's more like ballads, and yeah.
And music is so important that you can feel it and dream away in it. And I think a lot of music today have lost a lot of feel to it. It's just the products to the masses. And this is something that we put a lot of heart and soul into, making something we can sit and listen to ourselves and be proud as fuck about it.
No, that's really good. And so the first single that you released out of this album was Alive, which I thought was pretty interesting. Why did you pick Alive as the first single?
Because it's a diverse song, you know, it has a lot of different stuff in it that actually are us, and you have the cinematic feel to it. So it was a natural choice, and a song we actually started working on the video on first, because it took a long time to put the video together. It took about 2 years or something, because we are all learning and working for other artists. And we decided to do this together instead of doing everything for everyone else all the time. So it took some time to get it together. So it was the natural choice to start with.
And it's also catchy. Super catchy.
Yeah, it is catchy. And then you went with Embrace Your Darkness, which I really like the chorus of that one. Because again, it's catchy, it's very catchy, but it's cinematic. It has like type of like a modern metal with some goth tendencies to it. So Soulkeeper, you coming up, like you being the vocalist, like what vocalist inspired you to hone in your own sound?
Oh, that's a hard question, because I have inspiration from many people. I listen to like everything, but I'm a huge fan of Devin Townsend with his nice vocals like that. And you can also, if you talk about like screaming and stuff like that, you have a lot like Meshuggah and the harder stuff. But it's a pretty hard question because there's always some singer that I like how their techniques are, or yeah, like in power metal, you have some nice high pitches. So it's pretty hard to just pinpoint a person or a singer like in per se. But yeah, I try to be very broad in the spectra, trying to learn new techniques like that. But yeah, huge Devin Townsend fan.
And
That's yeah,
Yeah.
and when we work a lot with the vocals, you know, we are three
yeah,
people singing almost all the time. Because
Mhm.
I'm not but a bass player, I also sing behind the Soulkeeper, and we have another rainbow girl singing. We are three people singing together to put this together to get the sound, you know. It's a
exactly.
beautiful part of this sound, all the chorus and harmonies that lies there all the time. And I think for you, Soulkeeper, I pushed you a lot in the studio to listen a
Yeah,
lot
you did.
to Peter Steele, you know, from Type of Negative, to go
Yeah,
down for low ends, because you don't hear that so much in music nowadays. It's more about high pitch than the lows. So we put a lot of focus into putting low vocals instead of power metal screams. But we love power metal screams, but we didn't put it in there because it didn't fit that well.
Yeah.
exactly.
So for
Uh,
me, also, some of the songs and the vocals reminded me. I don't know if you know a band called Breaking Benjamin. Uh,
Yeah,
yes,
I,
yes.
I heard some parts of the clean vocals reminded me of Breaking Benjamin, but more metal. Uh,
that's a good thing.
Yeah,
That's a good thing, but more metal. That's yeah.
yeah,
Nothing I listen to daily, but we know them.
yeah. So the last single that you chose was the song "Hurt." Uh,
Yeah.
what's the song "Hurt" about lyrically?
It's about living a long life without being able to die, and everything around you dies, and everything around you hurt in some way because you are cursed. So
Yeah,
it's about
and I saw the video that you have. You have like a lyric video with you in the costumes, which is
yeah,
pretty cool music video. And you have a few of them online that people can catch the music video because for this band, the visuals are as important as the music. So when you guys go on tour and put up a show, like how much preparation does it go to put on this show live?
a lot of preparation, because this is a
yeah,
lot about bringing the show to the people, and we always want to bring the best to everyone. Because so we have only done one show, and how many weeks did we get to prepare for this? 3 weeks or something, because it
yeah,
was thrown in, and we did a last minute gig at Sabaton Open Air last year. It was a lot of preparation, but it panned out really good. So I would say we need a lot of preparation to get a gig, but we can do it in 2 days if with a little bit of notice. Because now we are prepared if something would happen like overnight.
It's more about bringing the production to the place where we're gonna play and figure out. Yeah, what can we do with the stage we are on, and trying to
Yeah,
fit everything on the stage. Yeah,
yeah. This is a visual band, so we can't actually take all gigs we want. We can't go into a little club and just put our gear up, because then you lose the point with this, right? Like you can just. So we need to have a bigger production, a little bit of bigger stage. We can also play small stages, but then when we have to put on the acoustic guitars and do a different set with the songs, I think.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I saw you guys playing live on the YouTube. There's videos of Embrace Your Darkness, and you can see you guys with the full like costumes and stuff, and
Yeah,
I'm guessing playing a summer festival with could be hot with all the costume on.
yeah, of
yeah.
course It's
Of
hot in
course.
the winter, but that's the half the point with it. You have a different layer to playing music now when you put masks on,
Yeah.
because it takes
So
a lot of
are you
more.
guys gonna have, like, every time that you put out an album, will you like do the changing of the mask and costumes? Will
Yeah,
you do that with every release?
yeah, probably we will develop all the masks a little bit. We will keep them in the same style, but you can see it the same person, because we are constantly creating new outfits. Because in a world you can, this is our war of outfits you see us in now. Maybe we want to be pretty one day, so we need to have a little bit of more pretty clothes. So of course we will change clothes, because this is movie metal, you know, and in movies you change clothes and
Yeah.
masks.
Yeah, try to
Yeah,
expand
that's
and have
interesting.
fun.
Like movie metal. So like for every, like, would you like take, like, every album, like tackle a different theme, or stay with the Cain character, like, in different scenarios?
We will stay with the Cain character in different scenarios, but you can also do side stories to this, you know. Soulkeeper, I can easily do a solo album in the Curse of Cain world. The world is big. Cain is just a little bit of a corner. We are working on the second album now, and it will be more about the characters, introducing
Okay.
the characters. The next album is more about the characters surrounding Cain, but he's the main character in our story. But the
Nice.
world is bigger, so we can expand it, and we can probably bring in more bands that want to play around in our own world as well. Let's see what happens.
So besides the free singles that have already been released, what other tracks are your favorites on the album, and what themes do you explore in them?
In all of them, we explore Cain's life, and next single or video we will release, who will be next Friday, the 12th, when we release the album, is on the song Blame. I think it's
That's the fourth song, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a special song because when we played it live on Sabaton Open Air, you know, no one had heard us before. When you see that, you see on YouTube, no one had heard Embrace the Darkness live before either. So it was pretty crazy for us. But when we played Blame, we had everyone singing along in the second chorus.
Wow, that means the chorus. Yeah, the chorus is supremely catchy. If
yeah,
and
and it was,
you can sing to it. I'm guess that must have felt like awesome to have a song like that you first played live after the second. Like, people, like, it was so catchy that people started singing it.
yeah, it was mind blowing all the way, you know, that gig, because we had afterwards we had to sit and sign for signing session for 1 hour, and we were an unknown band with masks, so it was amazing. So that's why we choose
It's an
Blame.
amazing feeling.
Yeah. So Blame is the next one out, and let's see what happens. We have a lot of things. We are doing stuff all the time, you know, with videos, and we put out stuff all the time because we need to be creative. That's important for us.
So, what will you call your fans? Because I know, like, for example, Slipknot fans are the maggots. What will the Curse of Cain fans be known as?
Children of Cain, of course.
The children of Cain. Yeah, that sounds very catchy. And I saw a few, like, the good thing about this, like, I think the theatricality of it is awesome, because, you know, that's something that in metal, like, more in the 90s and in the 80s, like, there was more bands that did that, but then, like, in the 90s it went away, and you're bringing something back that there's just a few bands that do theatrics nowadays. Like, did you have any bands when you were growing up inspire you in the theatric kind of way?
Not really, you know. You follow all those bands like Slipknot, and it's always been cool with bands that dressed up, you know, like Alice Cooper, and more fascinated by the artists that brought more to the stage, you know, than just music. Always been a big inspiration with all the shows, even Iron Maiden and stuff like that. Even if they brought on Eddie, but we wanted to do something more, you know, playing more theater on stage, because it's one thing to just go out and play music. You do it as yourself, and you're exposed to everyone, your own face and everything, and you play your own feelings to the audience. It's a really special feeling as well for a musician to do that. But to bring a mask on, you're a badass pirate. I can feel like masters of the world, for a while. It's a fantastic feeling. So
Yeah,
And
no,
it's something more for the fans to watch at the show too. Something more happening. We can do a lot of more interactions, and yeah.
Yeah, a lot of surprises. A show is always about the surprises. When people should talk about the show. Did you see that guy who brought out something and he killed the big monsters on stage? People should talk about this and they should have fun. And hopefully, maybe people start to interact with us. Dress up in the audience and get to be monsters with us.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's gonna happen. I can totally see that at the show. So, so you're releasing the self-title is coming out May 12th on Atomic Records. I'll put the link so people can pre-order it physically. Are you gonna have it on CDs, vinyl?
Yeah, CDs and vinyl. We release 500 copies of a super sexy orange vinyl.
Yeah, I saw a video of Soulkeeper showing it.
Yeah.
That he showed the sexy orange vinyl, and I think he said in the video to just look at him.
Yes, it's always like that.
Yeah.
But there are others in the band that ignore him, actually. The leader is actually the girl. It's always the girl, Be afraid of her.
Yeah, so that's awesome. So you guys, now that you're gonna put out the album, like, do you have any upcoming shows coming up?
Nothing at all.
Nothing at the moment.
Because as we talked about earlier, we need to do this good if we want to do it. But we have, a lot of live footage from Sabaton Open Air. We will release that so we can feed the audience to see what we are actually about live, because I guess people want to see it. But if someone wants to book us, we will come. It's just that now in the world is upside down and everyone is out making shows. So no one wants to book a newcomer band, I think, at the moment, because before we are out there with the album, and it's next Friday.
So it is next Friday, May the 12th, and you're already working on a follow-up.
Yeah.
Is the follow-up to the Curse of Cain album, the first one, are you gonna musically, is it very different, or are you following the same thing, or like what can we expect from that second album that you're working on?
You can expect more of everything. Like if you like the first one, you won't be disappointed with the second one. You should be more like, wow, for the next one. I think that's what you should expect. And when it goes back to live shows, we hope we get a short notice of something soon. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, no, it's cool, and so it's gonna be out on May 12th, people. So be ready to be ready for it, for new music, new bands to to support. So anything that you would like to say to the people who are watching this video on what to expect from the band and from in the future or currently?
Yeah, we can say to everyone like out there, like have fun with music and movies, in a world that is great today. Keep violence and everything in movies and metal and stuff and have fun with it there and join us on our journey. That would be a good quote for us, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Everything is about being nice to each other and hug each other and be nice and have fun with music.
And even if we are scary, don't run away.
That is
Try
true.
us.
Yeah. So before I let you guys go, I'm gonna show I haven't showed the artwork of the album. So here's the artwork of the album for Curse of Cain. Who's in the cover?
That's actually Cain, or Cain.
That's your Cain. Okay.
And if you want a little bit of nerdiness in this, you see the hat, right?
Yes.
I don't know if you know much about Swedish history.
I do not.
Because this is a face of a Swedish king, actually. It's a death mask because they took copies of kings way back when they died, and that's actually Gustav III. He was the theater king here in Sweden.
Okay, yeah. So I'm learning some Swedish history while doing this video. When I saw that cover, it reminded me, I don't know if you have seen that movie Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah, yeah.
It looked like the bad guy, the monster from Jeepers Creepers.
That's a good film.
A
He
little
is the
bit.
bad. He's the bad. He has a badass guy about it. You
Yeah.
see the monsters coming in there. That's the thing he's chasing. The hands.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a cool album cover. So people, Curse of Cain, new band, and it's out May 12th. So I would recommend this to people who like modern metal, especially with some theatricality to it. You will have fun with this. I'll put the links to some of the videos that you have right now so people can check them out. And obviously links so they can pre-order the album. So
Yeah.
again, Soulkeeper, the Pirate, I want to thank you for taking some time of your day to talk with me. So until next time, people, this is Hector, the Shield on the Couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and good night.